Hey everyone, and welcome to Rue's Room, a platform for the misunderstood, where we make hood logical content make sense for those that believe if you are raised in the hood, then you're most likely always going to be up to no good. I'm here to reverse that curse and express myself. Don't hesitate to join me. Be my roommate. Cleveland, we're definitely in the house. We're reading the book In the Hood Up to No Good by Sierra Al-Qawi. Hop off the porch. In the Hood Up to No Good, Hopped Off the Porch, Chapter 2, Fast Tales. First week into the month of March, the weather in Cleveland is so unpredictable sometimes, but it was beginning to warm up a little. All week at school, Demi promoted her party. And for the next 3 weekends, all 4 of us, Demi, myself, Brianna, and Apple, hood hopped from East 93rd to 116th, helping Demi promote this infamous party. As I recall, Saturday before the week of her party, we all headed out on our normal hood hopping journey. Me, Demi, Brianna, and Apple. Starting from Demi's house, we walked straight up Dickens Street. Soon as we made it to Woodhill Park, it began to rain. Little drops turned into big drops. That's when we all noticed a gray car slowly passed us by, then suddenly stopped. As we walked slightly past the car, a man rolled down the driver's window and said, "Do y'all need a ride?" Brianna and I immediately said no. But Apple and Demi already decided for the entire group by initiating hopping into the car. Reluctantly, Brianna and I joined our friend, sticking to the script. Brianna gave me a concerned look, and I gave her the same look right back. The both of us was scared out of our minds. So scared that our nerves made us tell the man fake names when he asked. Demi and Apple, they was so comfortable, they even gave their real names. What felt like forever only took maybe 3 to 4 minutes to reach our destination. He dropped us off near Buckeye Plaza, and before we could all exit the vehicle, the man told us that we were lucky. I thanked God and finally understood what being blessed and highly favored meant. On the bright side, the rain stopped. The first house that we would always visit would be Juan's house. See, Juan, he was Demi's boyfriend at the time. She was crazy over him. He was one of the most attractive boys at school. You know, real pretty boy type. Every time we visited Juan's house, we'd be there longer than anticipated. It was true puppy love, if you ask them. I remember receiving my first hickey over Juan's house. After spending so much time over there, his geeky cousin started catching feelings for me. Yeah, that's who gave me my hickey. Demi graduated from hickeys. Juan introduced her into fingering. After visiting Juan's house, we would always stop at the Buckeye Plaza, order our favorite wings from Cajun Joe's. We did it so much, the owner, Joe, took a liking to us and gave us free items sometimes. After enjoying our wings, we would cross the street and head towards where all the cool boys was at. First time doing so, we were stopped by a group of boys. It was a set of twins, Darrell and Duran, they close friend Pope, and many others that I can't remember their names. Darrell had no problem with pointing me out as his interest. Nah, he wasn't ugly, but his grill reminded me of a rock wilder. And before I could even scope out every boy out there, he made it his business to invite us all over for a kickback. Staring directly at me was his friend Pope. So I ain't mind going to the kickback. So didn't my friends. Now, while we were all enjoying our kickback at the twins Darrell and Duran house, unannounced, their mom came home. Scared wasn't the word. We all scattered like ants tripping over each other. Boys were jumping out of windows. Some ducked down as if she had a weapon. Somehow, we made it out. We heard their mom cussing and fussing as we laughed running down the street. We headed to Continental Street. That's where you would find my crush, KZ. He was always on that street with his brothers. This was me and Apple's favorite spot to visit. She was head over heels for one of KZ's brothers. Fats is what they called him. He was as handsome as he wanted to be. All the girls wanted a piece of Fats. Apple claimed him and made it a thing. But as her friends, we didn't know if they was a boyfriend or a girlfriend couple. But Apple would have us believing so. He just didn't show the same enthusiasm. They had the weirdest chemistry. I was not necessarily a believer of their relationship. Apple probably didn't care no how though, because we all knew that she had a secret guy that she liked who lived on her street, who we never actually saw. We only knew because we would always stop and visit before heading on our journey, and she would come from behind the house all smiles. So we knew she liked him. Completing our hood hopping mission always ended at Apple's house. Brianna wasn't from our hood. She was from Cedar, another well-known dangerous hood. Although we enjoyed kicking it at Brianna's house, we couldn't leave the porch. Her father didn't allow it. He didn't play that bopping stuff. To this day, when visiting Brianna's father's house, we remain on the porch. Bopper. Same as hood hopper if you ask me. And by the way, I'm a year younger than the group, but I still felt most mature due to the fact that I was always overcoming adversities, learning responsibilities, and leading my siblings. Yeah, I was only 12, but I carried myself like a teenager. I learned this from being the oldest of 7 and being around older teenagers and young adults who lived in the village. Observation was everything for me. Now, me and my clique of friends, we enjoyed kicking it together. We always tried doing things that benefited the entire group. But one day, after hood hopping, we all decided to continue kicking it at Demi's house. But Brianna, she changed her mind. For some reason, she became irritated and wanted to return to Apple's house. Now, Apple acted like she wanted to continue with the plan, but who knows? She could have just told Brianna to pretend like she didn't want to go, just to manipulate the entire situation. We never did get the reason why Brianna suddenly changed her mind. Demi and I just kept walking to her house. And Brianna and Apple turned around and walked to Apple's house. Honestly, me and Demi thought it was super strange. We both was thinking the same thing. Is Brianna all of a sudden acting weird towards us? Girls. Boys wouldn't think twice about it. That one moment caused a split in our friendship dynamics. Right after Brianna and Apple accident, Brianna really started acting funny. This is when things turned up a little bit more between us. The accident involved all 4 of us. While over at Brianna's house, we were all getting our wreck in on teams, play fighting. Brianna slammed Apple and fell on her leg and fractured it. After that, Brianna started catering to Apple, and then started dissing me and Demi. So much so, Brianna attempted to leave me out of one of our weekend rituals. No one told me that her dad was picking everyone up. Demi must have spoke up for me. I guess that was Brianna's way of saying she felt some kind of way about me. Long story short, we all attended that weekend visit. But little did I know, Apple convinced Brianna to check me and tell me how she felt. I was totally unaware that Brianna felt any type of way. She said I was too aggressive, and she felt like I was jealous of her and Apple's bond. I didn't really know what gave her the idea, and in that moment, I didn't care. I just wanted to stand up for myself and show her she couldn't get fly with me. I don't care if we was at her house or not. Brianna got so worked up, she yelled, "Get out." I kinda laughed and said, "I ain't going nowhere." I didn't know whether to be proud of Brianna for once she showed another side of her, or to be highly offended. She must have felt glorified. I guess you can feel two things at once. I took it as she had a problem with the way I frequently expressed myself with no problem. She felt as though I was attacking her. Funny thing is, when me and Demi argued or had differences, we didn't hold no bars. But Brianna did. After that, alienation started. Joke was on Brianna though, because obviously she didn't know that I didn't need a group of friends to be relevant. I don't think I kept up with the weekend ritual after that. Heck, I barely slept the entire night. See me, honestly, I'm not the type that cared about fitting in. Brianna cared more than I did. So much so that even other classmates at school whispered that Brianna bought her friends, because they all noticed how much money her dad spent on us all. More so Apple. This alienation process taught me to never be too naive to think that friendship dynamics can't change. Well, my Aunt Princess, she always said I didn't have true friends. Assuming since she had her own group of friends, I thought that was just territorial talk. Although Brianna and I wasn't on the best of terms, we all still linked up from time to time. We just simply ignored each other. And throughout the hood, we were still seen as a unique set of friends. Wasn't nobody messing with my clique. We had it on lock. Everyone knew us. But that didn't mean we didn't kick it outside of our own normal group. I can't lie, I had the most fun with my ABCD clique. Now the next stage of hopping off the porch, being fast, was next level. Smoking marijuana. This always signaled that you were grown, in our minds. In the hood, marijuana was a daily thing. It was normal to see someone a little older than myself smoking marijuana. So, my first try was over at Demi's house. Taking things out of the ashtray. What is this we see? We took it upon ourselves to go hide in a stinking Lincoln and try it out. Okay, that's the end of chapter 2. Thank you for kicking it with me. That wasn't so bad, right? You'll be back to finish the book, right? You know it's only 10 short chapters, right? Now my goal is to reach 10,000 subscribers so I can start going live. So go ahead, be my roommate and subscribe. And if you like it and you know it, hit that like. And if you like it and you know it, hit that like. And if you like it and you know it, and you really want to show it, if you like it and you know it, hit that like.